pleasure of doing press conferences and speaking with Senator Weiner, and every time I speak right after him, we were kind of on the other extremes of height diversity. Senator Weiner, I really have to thank you so much for not just what you said, but what you do and what you represent. I have such tremendous respect for you, and I know the kinds of vicious attacks that you've been under, and that you continue to persevere. Like we don't always agree, but I have so much respect for your integrity, and that we work together through that, I think, is amazing. So I just thank you for everything you do. I want to thank everybody here for coming this morning. I am impressed you made it. You braved this dystopian San Francisco hellscape to come to our breakfast this morning. It's dystopian, isn't it? Or at least that's how the city appears, that all of your news is filtered through some algorithm on Twitter. Twitter. Is Twitter in the house? No? Where are you? You come every year. Something must be up. Never mind. Oh yeah, San Francisco. This city is a beautiful, magnificent place, really. And I forget that sometimes. Because I read the paper, and I also work in the parts of the city where misery and despair are on full display. Where the gap between wealth and poverty is a vast, invisible chasm. San Francisco is a place where you can finally get a good bagel, the best burrito in California, outstanding dim sum, pretty decent pizza, and artisanal cannabis curated and consumed on premises. We have beautiful parks and amazing vistas. We're a center of medical and technological innovation and research. And in fits and starts, we have been a center for small d democratic ideals and progressivism. From the general strike of 1934 through the Summer of Love, through the earliest pride parades, to the fire of AIDS activism, and the soul of same-gender marriage, this is proudly a sanctuary city. This spirit is in the city's DNA, or perhaps I want to believe that it is. So what the heck is going on right now? Well, we have complex city problems, a dire lack of affordable and low-income housing, and relatedly, a workforce shortage in the health and human services field. This means that where we might have programs and services designed to meet the needs, the physical and mental health needs of our residents, it is challenging to staff those services due to the high cost of housing in the Bay Area. We have insufficient housing, insufficient safe and stable sheltering, and we keep taking people's temporary shelters, their tents, away from them as a part of encampment resolutions. What this looks like on our streets, and what I will say is unique to San Francisco, is that in the very heart of the city, near City Hall, the theater, museum, and shopping district, we see people continually destabilized, smoking or injecting meth, fentanyl, cocaine, or combinations thereof, passed out, nodding out, or highly activated and agitated, unwashed because they have no access to laundry and showers, shivering in the cold, obstructing doorways to homes and businesses. It's brutal, and it's awful for everybody. Families, business owners, kids on their way to school, visitors from out of town, and not the least of all, the people living on the streets themselves. On top of that, we have an overdose crisis in which more people in San Francisco have died from drug overdoses than from COVID since the start of the pandemic. That's true. And though you may think these challenges are unsolvable, they're not. But you can't solve our challenges with the same thinking we use to create them. We must boldly do things differently in the service of a better San Francisco for all. I do believe that this is what drives our work at HealthRIGHT 360, a willingness to do whatever it takes to improve the lives of our most marginalized community members. And you may be aware that HealthRIGHT 360 was part of a collaborative overdose crisis response initiative in the Civic Center, a center we refer to. It was referred to as the Tendon Linkage Center, or TLC. The initiative started at the end of January 2022. It was intended to be a service hub for people without housing, specifically those who were using drugs and who were dying on the streets. Several city agencies and community-based organizations came together quickly to launch this effort. Now, HealthRIGHT's job there was to hand out harm reduction supplies to people who use drugs, build authentic relationships with them, and prevent overdose. What that meant to us is that out of the sight of everybody, the everyday people walking down Market Street, our guests at the TLC would consume the drugs that they had already obtained, but in front of our staff, outdoors, but under tents, using clean supplies in spaces that were kept private, clean, and safe. Our staff would get to know the guests' names, the names of their friends, their family members, their doggies, their talents, their hopes, their fears, their ideas, their opinions. Essential to this effort, if or when those guests wanted treatment, we would help them get it. We would make sure that they got it. And most importantly, we would reverse overdoses. So although such services have existed for decades in Europe, Canada, and Australia, it turned out that trying to reach those for whom the current system is not working was pretty controversial. You see, it didn't seem so controversial to us. In the face of a devastating overdose crisis, saving lives is the right thing to do. Period. Dead people don't ever recover. We reversed over 330 overdoses in 10.5 months of operation. At least one a day, and as many as 8 in a single day. Every life saved was somebody's beloved sibling, child, parent, or friend. And every life saved is one that may yet enter into recovery. In the same spirit of trying new things to respond to old problems, with the support of the health department, we opened Silver Rise, a place for people in drug crisis to come in off the street for a brief respite. For people who've been out of the streets on a long meth or cocaine run, there's nothing more restorative than 10 hours of sleep in a safe place with showers, water, coffee, snacks. Open 24/7, staffed by health workers, EMTs, and a nurse practitioner, our goal is to meet people with radical hospitality and make sure they leave in a better condition than that in which they came in. Increasingly, some people would come over from the TLC in order to have a safe place to be, in order to access detox services the very next morning. What I'm describing to you are super low barrier services for people who are using drugs and are very ambivalent about seeking treatment. By way of context, the vast majority of people with problematic drug and alcohol use in the US are very ambivalent about seeking treatment. In fact, about 95% of them. But make no mistake, HealthRIGHT 360 is a substance use and mental health treatment organization through and through. I believe in treatment. I'm a former heroin user, and treatment at this organization saved my life. Treatment is effective for about 40 to 50% of the people who seek it. That statistic has held true for a long time, and 40 to 50% is pretty good. It's about as good as how the healthcare system in general does at helping manage other chronic health conditions like hypertension and diabetes. But we believe we can and must do better. And to do better, we have to work with the people who are not sure they want treatment, and those who are sure that they don't want treatment, and those who came and left treatment before completion. We must do something different because people are dying. And if you think that locking people up for drug use and forcing them into treatment works, well, we have been down that road before. HealthRIGHT 360 has been around for over 50 years, and I've worked in this field for 35. I have worked inside prisons and jails delivering substance use treatment. And yes, we helped some people, and they were grateful, but really not more than we're helping now. And at what cost? As I said earlier, when you support HealthRIGHT 360, you're supporting an organization that is energized by trying new ways to address new and old challenges. We're undeterred by the whims of politics and misanthropic media influencers. Although the TLC closed this past Sunday, I was there and it was heartbreaking. We are resolute in our commitment to health, safety, and justice, and to providing compassionate and inclusive services grounded in decades of experience and sound empirical evidence rather than sound bites. We are not done. We are not done.